Alright, some of my regular viewers may have noticed there's a kind of a cadence to the way I do things. If I do a mail call, typically I do 1 or 2 deck change videos. Well, I've been doing a lot of mail calls lately, but not that many deck change videos. So let's get to those. First off, Edric, I want to put in Kamal, Fist of Krosa, Spectral Sailor, but I'm going to wait to do Edric until I get the groundskeeper that I ordered for him. So when those come in, I'll do that. Temple Garden, that's going to be easy change. Let's just give that to Sigarda right quick. She's in box number 4. It's just a cosmetic change. Nothing really, nothing serious. Here's Sigarda. Sigarda, Host of Herons. She is my... There's not really a theme. I mean, she's not an angel deck. She's not a humans deck. She's not a hexproof deck. The deck kills everything. So, yeah, and this is the Voya token I made. So I've got Tolsmir Wolf's Blood. What does he cost? 6. You can tap him and put a legendary Voya Wolf creature token to play. So I made a Voya Wolf creature token. I didn't do this myself, except making the card. I found online somebody had already made this mock-up, and I thought, yeah, that's perfect. Print it out, glue it to a card, call it a day, keep going. So let's see. I'll show you kind of her theme. Oh, there's the Temple Garden. Nice and easy. Sigarda's theme is basically kill all the creatures, even mine, but mine will come back. A little bit of dust in there I'll have to deal with later. So she's got a lot of board wipes. She's got Mickey to the Lion. Mickey to the Lion, 3 white for a 3/3 legendary spell shaper. You spend Wrath of God mana, throw away 2 cards from your hand, and destroy all creatures except for him. They cannot be your... You Wrath of God. You Wrath of God everything except him. Only... Aurelia has ways around that. Cauldron of Souls. Choose any number of target creatures. All those creatures gain persist until end of turn. So they come back with neg1 counters. Heartmender at the beginning of my upkeep takes them away. Malira is in here and she says my creatures can't have them anyway. So even when they come back, she says, nope, they can't have those counters. Go away. Then there's also Dauntless Escort, so I can Mickey to the Lion. Sacrifice him. My creatures become indestructible until end of turn. What else does? Comrade Loxodonsky. So Comrade Loxodonsky here. Loxodon Hierarch in English. 2 green-white for a 4/4. I think he's an Elephant Cleric. I don't know. The creature type really doesn't matter. But it's probably Elephant Cleric. I'll ask the Genie or Long Pete, one of the guys that actually can read Russian. Anyway, he comes into play. I gain 4 life. I expend green and white, sacrifice him, and regenerate. Now, Megiddo the Lion says you can't do that. Megiddo the Lion says, fuck, no regeneration. Sorry, Comrade Loxodonsky. I'm not falling for your tricks. And he says, oh, well, that sucks. We'll just have to find something else. We'll just have to find another way to kill all the creatures that Comrade Loxodonsky can help out with. For example, let's see. Oh yeah, and so remember the Cauldron of Souls? If I don't have Malira or Heartmender, I've got Shalai. Shalai, Voice of Plenty. She can put plenty of counters on my creatures and take away the neg1 counters. They go poof like matter and antimatter. Novablast Worm. Whenever it attacks, destroy all the creatures. So Comrade Loxodonsky can help with the Novablast Worm. It can attack. All my creatures can say, oh no! And Comrade Loxodonsky can say, comrades, for the party, I will save you. I will sacrifice myself, and you all may regenerate. And they say, yay! And everybody's happy. Well, I'm happy. My opponents aren't happy because they lost their fucking board. But I'm happy because I've still got creatures to beat people with. What else in here? Kind of a Johnny Goldmain. Cauldron of Souls, put a +1/+1 on counter each creature you control. They gain Vigilance until end of turn. Otherwise, I gain life, and I can put an Avatar into play, but really he's here for the neg1. But to make the neg1 more, less of a pain, I will gain life if I have him in play, and I don't need to do the +1/+1 counter. All the bigger creatures are better, more often than not. Let's see, what else goes with that? Oh, this is fucking hilarious. Oh, I love this card. There's one game where I had this, and I had Aura Shards. And everybody's looking at Aura Shards. And they knew Aura Shards was bad, because whenever I played a creature, I could blow up an artifact or enchantment. And they kind of knew this was bad, but they weren't paying attention. I was announcing everything, though. So if somebody cast a spell, I would show off the top card of my library. If it was a creature, I'd put it in play. And nobody really paid any attention. They just watched me do it. Okay. And then a few turns go by, people casting spells, and they look at my board, and how many creatures do you have? About 10, 12. Holy fuck, where'd they come from? And I said, lurking predators. You guys were really worried about Aura Shards, and you forgot about lurking. I was announcing it. Remember, I kept saying, look, it's a creature. Or, look, it's not a creature, I put on the bottom. Which probably distracts them. So if cards go on the bottom, they probably think I'm not getting that many creatures. Well, I was. And if I don't get creatures with some kind of comes into play trigger or something interesting, then they really don't worry about it. There is Tolsimir Wolf's Blood. Other green guys you could... Okay, so I had to stop shooting for a minute, take a break. Family problems, issues, things, stuff, family stuff. Anyway, I was talking about Tolsimir Wolf's Blood. How he gives my creatures bigger. So he gives my other green creatures +1/+1, my other white creatures +1/+1, my other green and white creatures 2/2. So there you go. Put a legendary 2/2 green and white wolf creature token named Voya. Look, Voya. Woo! Onto the battlefield, and if Tolsimir's there, he's a 4/4, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, what else? I've got this guy. Same thing. Other gringos get +1/+1. Other blancos get +1/+1. I mean, what's there to say? He just makes it bigger. She brings things back. Yeah, so this guy's funny. Everybody knows he's good, right? Everybody. Well, I opened one in a Modern Horizons? Yeah, Modern Horizons booster pack. I didn't know what to do with him. I only had one. My immediate thought was, I should put him in a modern deck. I have modern decks. But I only have one. And if I put him in a modern deck, I really want 4. And he's expensive. So I actually put him in my trade binder. And I went to trade him to my LGS. And they said, no, it's nicked. We're not taking that. Look, it's damaged. Like, that's how I got in the pack. We don't care. Alright, so I keep it. And then I was going through Sigarda, and she needed more card draw. And wait a minute, I've got this guy. Whenever an opponent casts a first non-creature spell each turn, draw a card unless that player pays X, where X is his power. And you already saw, I mean, I've got 2 buffs right there. I've got Tolsimir, I've got the Wiltleaf Liege. I've got ways of putting counters on him, so he's not going to be a 1/1 for very long. So I threw him in. I think I've drawn him once. I can't remember. But anyway, so he's in here. What else? Anything else you want? Oh, there we go. So Route. You may play Route anytime you could play an instant. Okay. 3 white for sorcery. It's a Wrath of God. Okay, it's a Wrath of God that costs 3 white instead of 2 white. It's a 5-mana Wrath of God that for 7 you could play it as an instant. So for 7 mana, I can instantly Wrath of God. All creatures are buried. And if I have the Cauldron of Souls out, which is... what do I have in here to go find artifacts? Oh yeah, Light Tutor. This is pretty much near to find Cauldron of Souls. That is its primary reason for existing. Its raison d'etat is to find Cauldron of Souls, so when I do shit like this, my creatures don't die. Or I could just call in Teferi's Protection, but I really don't want to call in Teferi's Protection in response to my own nonsense. I'd rather do it in response to somebody else's attempts to wipe out my board. It kind of makes more sense. I put her in here. I haven't drawn her yet. I haven't played Sigarda much, actually. Although, to be honest, Sigarda is one of the decks I'm proudest of. It's one of my oldest decks, and I thought of it... I want to say I thought of it all by myself. Nobody helped me. Because I had Sigarda, and I was thinking, what can I do with her? And I had these cool green-white cards. So first, it was Lands Matter. I had all these Play with the Lands cards, Cartographer, Crucible of Worlds, just all these effects that didn't really do anything, they just dirtled. But it was experiment. I was experimenting with them. I was seeing what was fun, what wasn't, what worked, what didn't. And slowly it evolved into what it is now, where all the creatures die but mine. So she's good. She gives my other permanents. Oh shit. I keep forgetting that she does permanents. Wow. Okay. This is a card I don't play very often. I haven't had her very long. And I keep thinking it's other creatures you control have hexproof. No, she protects everything. So it's where's that other angel chick? What the hell is her name? Where is she? She only protects my creatures. Not Linvala. Yeah, Shalai, Voice of Plenties. You, planeswalkers, and other creatures you control have hexproof. So she's in play with Sigarda. They protect each other, so everything I control has hexproof. Neat. I can look at the top card in my library whenever I feel like it. I may cast angel spells and human spells on top of my library. There really aren't that many. There's a few, but it's not a theme of the deck. The theme of the deck is everything dies except my stuff, and I'm going to smash you with what's left. This is a new addition to the deck. Flare of Fortitude. So 4 white. No, not 4 white. Jesus Christ. 2 white. You may sacrifice a non-token white guy rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Until end of turn, your life total cannot change, and permanent control gain hexproof and indestructible. So I think that's enough. I think you've seen enough Sigarda. It wasn't supposed to be a deck review. It was supposed to be a quick bang change, done. All I'm doing with Sigarda is a cosmetic change. I'm just giving her this Temple Garden because I wanted it for the art. I want to get all of these. This is the first of these Secret Lair Shocklands I've acquired, but I want a full set of them because they're different. And so that will go back in the modern pool. It's pretty damaged though, I'll tell you. I don't know if you can see the sleeve, but see that damage? It's cracked. It's like it was folded at some point. So let's do another quick change, one that won't take that long, because I won't go through the whole deck this time. I want to put her into Voya, and that in Voya, but I don't know what I'm going to take out. Let me just do the change. I know what's going to happen. Let's do General Crete Boatbringer. Let's see, where's box number 1? Here it is. This is not going to be a long change. This is not going to be, if I can get the deck out, there we go. Okay, so Aurelia. Why do I want to put this in Aurelia? So it costs 3. It's cheap to cast. General Crete, the Bolt Bringer. 2 in a red for a 2/2 goblin soldier. Whenever one or more goblins you control attack, you create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that's tapped and attacking. Whenever another creature you control comes into play, General Crete pokes all your opponents for 1 per creature. It's not when one or more come into play this turn, it's whenever a creature comes to play into control. She hurts everybody. And I already know what I'm going to take out of Aurelia, so this will be quick. I'm going to take out something that the last time I went through this, I decided I didn't want to take out because I've never had him in play. I don't know how good he is, but he costs 6. And really, Aurelia needs to go as fast as possible. In this, whenever she makes a lot of tokens, she puts a lot of creatures into play. So this, whenever another creature control comes into play, she deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's pretty damn good. I mean, doubles up War Leader's Call if it's in play. Where is what I'm taking out? Where is it? Yeah, there we go. So, I'm taking out the Duke. He's cool, but he costs 6. He costs 6 and the deck needs to go faster. At the beginning of combat, so Duke, for those of you just listening, Duke Older Raven Guard, 4 red-white for a 5/5 legendary human noble soldier. At the beginning of combat in your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and myriad until end of turn. So if he's in play, if I've got anything interesting, let's look at some likely targets. Come on, likely targets. Ogre Battle Driver. So if I don't have anything better, I could myriad him, so I have 4 Ogre Battle Drivers. And they come into play, and they all get +6/+0, because they all look at each other, and they all give each other this buff. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under control, that creature gets +2/+0 in haste until end of turn. So he's not a bad target. Balefire Liege. Other red creatures grow get +1/+1. Other white creatures. So if I've got 3 more of these, then they all get +6/+6 because they all give the other ones the buff. So he would be an 8/10. There'd be 3 8/10s. Whenever I play a red spell, because the tokens are exiled in combat, it would have to be an instant. If I had an instant to play, say Aurelia's Fury, during combat, it would deal 12 damage to target player, and I would gain 12 life if it's a red and white spell. So, I mean, he's fun, but the deck needs to go faster. And a cute little thing like that, I mean, to have 4 Balefire Lieges, even just for the combat phase, that's pretty cool, because that buffs everybody. But I think, offhand, overall, it's going to be better to have something a bit faster and more in line with what the deck is actually doing. So if she comes down, let's say I get lucky and I get Soul Ring turn 1. Get in there. I have to do my trick with a common card. Okay. Didn't go all the way. So let's say I get lucky and I play turn 1 Soul Ring. She can come down on turn 2, and then thereafter, every creature that comes to play, every token I make will start hurting my opponents until they kill her because they'll get tired of it. He doesn't come down until maybe turn 4 if I get the right mana rocks, and then I have to have creatures that are worth giving the myriad to. If I give it to a legendary creature, they all die. I don't have any, even if I do have a legendary creature in here that has a comes into play or death trigger, which I don't think I do. I don't think it would really be worthwhile. So his targets are a little bit fewer than her reliable ability. I mean, Krinko's in here. Put X 1 red goblin creature tokens into play, where X is the number of goblins you control. So if I make 5 goblins, all my opponents take 5 each. That's advancing my game plan a lot faster than this guy does. That said, I'm not going to... I could say, I'm not going to sell him. For one, he's financially worthless. He's what, a 20 crown card, even a foil? I'm going to put him in the art binder. He's just going to sit in cold storage for a little while. Until I can think of what to do with him. Maybe there's another deck I should put him in. I could put him in... Where could he go? He can go in the Omnath deck I'm building. He could go in the the Sheldon Maneri You Did This to Yourself deck I'm building. He could go into that. He can't go into Edgar Markov because he's not a vampire. That's kind of it. He doesn't have a lot of homes. I don't have a lot of decks that are red and white. So anyway, those are 2 changes. I've got other changes planned, but it's late. Let me get this posted, and I'll show you the other stuff later.